What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the stream. We are here. It is already January 7th, and yeah, we're back to work. School started this week, so I've been working on that, and I've been studying for a test. So there's been a lot of things happening. I need to work on a few things here for today. Let me check. Down a light, down all lights. There we go. And we can boost this up a little bit. Give us a little bit more brightness. Throw my TV controller away. Don't need that. Excuse me. I like the array of pencils. All right, well, welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be working on a drawing. I'm kind of bummed because I like this drawing, and I think what I need to do is start working on a transfer situation. Excuse me. I usually will exhaust some of my resources and go make some copies and get things done. Also, I want to come see. I need some other things to happen. So this is still running through Stream Elements, just different somehow. I really need to unhook that other Stream Elements from this. Interesting. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. What I do want to do is bring up this so that I have a document camera. I'm really blown out in the video. Just think. So there's a couple pieces that I'm working on. There's this one. We're going to subtract the light. So we get as low as it goes. With the pencil drawings, we really do have to subtract all the light. Oh man, did I bring? I think I brought those home. So there's a couple things I want to show you, along with all my study paperwork. What am I on? I'm on Twitch right now. I'm watching from Twitch. Why does Restream look all crazy? Okay, we're good. Everything looks like it's streaming. We got one viewer. It's great. Where's my chat running? No chat from that viewer. Anyways, notes. Sorry. Oh no, where did my half-page notes go? Oh, they're there. So I was working on my cupcakes too, so we can do a little bit of that. Auto licensing stuff and garbage of that nature. All right, so first of all, the cupcakes aren't going to make any sense unless you know what we're talking about. Here is this poster that I'm working on, but I also need to resize some of this stuff and fix it. Okay, I'm not going to worry about this right now. It's good to see that you're back. Happy New Year. I hope you had a good holiday season. Yeah, Happy New Year. Streams have been kind of quiet. Been debating whether to carry on, but I guess it doesn't matter because I'm going to be drawing anyways. Yeah, holidays were good. Grandma passed away. My grandma passed away too. Um, during Christmas or during December, so that was something to be done. Yeah, Grandma lived a great life, so um, I think everything's good. I don't think it's a sad thing at all. But my grandma and I weren't like super close either. Like I like grandma, but we weren't. She didn't have any like life lessons with me, or we didn't have any of those crazy special adventures. I guess maybe some. Maybe I don't remember them, or she was in the background. But um, went and visited my uncles, which was nice. They could use the company since grandma was gone. And so I did Christmas with them and Zoomed with my family and in California. And that was about it. So, yeah, she lived a really great, cool, and interesting life. Like, she was a missionary with my grandpa. So they traveled all around China and did all sorts of interesting um, things. Although I never got to hear about any of those interesting things from grandma because grandma really didn't speak a whole lot of English. And when she did, um, it was just mainly like read my Bible. So there's that. But for them, religion really paved the way for their lifestyle and like even how they came over to be in this country. So it was nice to catch up with my uncle and talk to him about kind of more of my heritage, which I don't seem to get to do. Just doesn't come up with me and my mom. I feel like we always have bigger things to worry about, which it would be nice to know some of those things. But there's that. Um, I really like this piece. It's coming together. It's a little hard to read, but that's kind of the point. Um, the word "the" needs to be bigger. I do still want to end the circle, which would be nice, but it needs to be just a hair bigger. And and then I think magic shouldn't be cut off, although I kind of like it cut off. It's the only thing that's cut off though. Everything else stays on paper except for this too. This doesn't stay on paper. But this, I don't know if I'm gonna make 3D or if I should make 3D in the other direction. Magic, I feel like I should bring my letters in or tilt it down a little bit more, but that's a lot of work. But right, that's kind of the point of this whole stupid project. Is like, and I wish I'd filmed this because it's been so many different reiterations of like different words and letters. This would have been cool. If you want to see what I was just working on, I can send it. Decide to go with Arcane, the show themed for the first page. Oh yeah, that'd be cool. How are you gonna send it? Um, I would really like to move the word "the" up and over, and then redraw the circle. That would be like my best bet. Oh yeah, you can email it to me at it's at moneymakesmonsters at gmail.com. That is correct. You can email me things. Duh. It's not like we live in 2001. Oh, you could email things in 2001 too. Although that was 24 years ago. I'm not doing any artwork. So this one's coming along. I'm also getting to the point with pieces that there's just too many of them and I gotta stop or I gotta continue. But there's just a lot of artwork everywhere in this place, or just drawings and paper and never finished. So working on this one, but the magic you were looking for is in the magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding, is what it says. It says the magic you are looking for is in the work you are, it's not there yet, avoiding. I want to do this as an actual piece, but the dimensions for this are going to be different than the dimensions for something else. Hard to transfer. Let me see if you sent me an email. Oh, just got an email. Let me bring it up. Oh, okay. Let me see. Let's see if we can. The final glorious evolution at TFGE. Save on the desktop for now. Let me see if I can bring it up and show chat. All right. Let's see. There we go. So this is a piece done by Glitch. Mr. URYU. Final Glorious Evolution. And this is from, hold on, I gotta go back to Twitch. Yeah, color soon. Nice. I like this this webbing right here too. That's cool. It's tricky to shade. It's like the hard part. Because once you get like structure in and you learn how to draw all the shapes, then you can then the shading happens and then you can add color, but I'm not too color yet. I'm not the color guy. I don't even really like shading. I've been trying more of it. Like I really have been trying more of it. So here's another piece that I've been working on. So that's pretty cool. And this character right here is from something, I think, Arcane. Which we can just, let's just do something real quick. I was working on raccoons. A good way to, nope, that's not right. Okay, wait. King characters. Is this right? This doesn't look right. Maybe it looks right. Yeah, TV show. Okay, okay. And that character is Lest. So things I don't know about. Okay, cool. Nice. All right, cool. I like it. So that gives me a little bit more reference. It makes a little bit more sense now when I look at this picture. You can zoom in on certain spots. Very cool. I like it. What colors are you thinking for this? Is what is, I guess you have to figure out, is this slime? Is this blood? Is this the inside of, a lot of people use this as like tissue, tearing tissue. Is it cobwebs? Which it could be. Okay. Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. Dang, look at the fiber of your paper. Look at that. It's so fibrous. I can't even zoom in that close on my paper. It's pretty cool. Look at the pixels of graphite that you've put down. There's one wisping eyebrow hair. It's probably not even there. It's invisible. It's crazy what you see when you zoom in. Some blue and reds. It's a type of corruption from Hex Tech. Okay, cool. So just adding some more flavor from, I'm guessing, Arcane, the show. Something that I'm not familiar with. All my students are really into Five Nights at Freddy's, FNAF. I'm not ready to catch up on that. There's characters in there that look pretty interesting as well. Okay, good. So all we've done is talk today. That's all right. Some days are like that. Some days are like that. Let's go back down to the studio. Let's move past this one. I don't think I'm going to work on this one today. This is not the project for me. All right, and then we're going to do like a little flashback to some old stuff that I should have already finished. But if you missed, we did the 12 Days of Christmas, and I've been working on putting all the little pieces of Christmas into this Christmas tree, which so I had a project where I had made a bunch of different versions of the 12 Days of Christmas using ChatGPT, and then I picked the ones I like best and I used them for the 12 Days of Christmas. So if you can see right here, there's two tap dancing pickles right here, right there. There's, it's so hard to see. Here we go. There's a squirrel vacuuming. That's better, right? There's two pickles tap dancing right here. There's a squirrel vacuuming. There's a penguin painting back there. There's an octopus juggling, right? There's owls skateboarding. Here's some UFOs descending. There's a raccoon conducting. There's a raven in a dead whispering tree. And then there's another squirrel vacuuming up there. And then right here is a cupcake parachuting down. But I've been really struggling with cupcakes. Hold on, sorry. Better here. That squirrel's vacuuming up its own cloud, which could be a problem later. But there's a cupcake skydiving. Now, here's the problem with this project in general, and it becomes a mess, is you have to draw a lot of things. Like, there's a lot of stuff to draw. And that makes me have to do like little small test drawings to try to figure out what exactly I'm working on. So for this, it's come on, focus. For this, I'm working on cupcake skydiving. I don't know why I won't focus in that area. Is that just me? But here we have a cupcakes coming down on a parachute. He could probably go right here eventually. Here's some other cupcakes. So I've been just slowly drawing them. Oh, come on, just focus. Why? Stop autofocus. It needs more light. It's like starving for light. But if I give it more, oh. Okay. Too much light? Come on, focus. Is that focused? Do I just have a giant spot on the lens of my... Hold on. Stop. Wait a second. So, cupcake skydiving. The big story behind this is, here, I'll read you a thing. Let's run it through this. So, the list for this one is there's a raven whispering from a dead tree. I'll start over. So I'll start from the bottom. So first of all, we need 12 cupcakes skydiving, 11 crowns marching, 11 crayons marching, 10 Sasquatches fencing, 9 UFOs descending, 8 raccoons conducting, 7 painting penguins, 6 octopus juggling, 5 bananas yodeling, 4 owls skateboarding, 3 squirrels vacuuming, 2 pickles tap dancing, and a raven whispering from a dead tree, right? So my plan was to make a style coloring page or like find it page of all these things. But it's a lot of work to draw them all in. And you got to draw a lot of things. I think for next year, I'm going to draw them each day. I'm just going to do a study from the 12 days of Christmas down to, or maybe start at the beginning of December, and then draw them all and then transfer them by the end. By the end of the year. Dang, instead of sending Christmas cards next year, what I should send is this finished, what is going on with my camera today? Hold on. This is really just making me aggravated. Just focus, bro. right? So I think to get organized for next year, I'm going to just draw on the first. I'm gonna draw all 12 cupcakes, or yeah, all 12 cupcakes in different positions, and just do a study of shape and the image, and I'll just draw a ton of them. So it'll just be a page of just drawing, maybe more than 12, just as many as I can fit onto a page, for the 12 days of Christmas, and then picking the ones I like best out of those, and then um, going from there. Because a lot of the hard part about doing the big version is placement without running out of room. And I did it one year. I don't know, it was a magic trick. Um, but that's kind of what I'm working on here. Cupcakes and all these different things from 12 Days of Christmas. I'm just going to do something real quick. Just some simple math to see how many things you have to draw. Of course, my calculator's hidden. I use it so much. Why is it hidden? So it's 78 different things that you have to draw in, I don't know, 12 days. So it would be nice to give myself a little bit more time to do that part of the project. And that brings us to our last project, which I've been struggling with. This is another one of those that I'm like, ugh, having such a hard time getting it to work. I drew it in the wrong direction the first time. The words are not correct. They're all mixed up. And I've been working on this like cursive tongue, which I cannot get right. So this should be shared with number 1. Instead of no one, because no one's gonna look weird. That whole thing's gonna look weird. Is a life shared with no one worth living? Is the plan. And like the problem is the tongue is a tricky thing to draw. Could be any shape. But I guess we're looking at it from the side. And to just make it a little bit more flexible in reality. Generalized shape. Give ourselves some action, right? But like none of these have to be like hard. Right? I think I like the angle. I don't think this is that great. Something missing here. Or there's something missing somewhere. I don't know what it is. See, and this is almost better if I just loop it around, but like that would never really work. So it needs to go like this, and it needs to be curved out here. It's going to tuck back in there. We're not going to see it again. Might see again here as it's going up in perspective. I feel like we would see the bottom, but we maybe not. Probably not. See, we're getting too. I like the T though. The T can do its thing like this. This H should be like boom, and then come like this. No, no swirl. Alright, so we get this like ribbon effect. And we come down to this point, and then we make another circle. So we come out, and like underline. I know it's going to make it look like a Y. We'll keep it thin. So maybe we should go, this needs to go, keep it thin and close, and then this needs to go, right? See, and I haven't really quite finalized any of this part yet because I honestly don't know if this is feasible. If it is feasible or not. Maybe this is one of those things that just needs to be like painted out. Yeah, just keep it round. I don't want it to be like square. Take another, yeah. The Gmail notification. I don't know why I like to try to do tongues, but they're not very easy. Shouldn't be like a goal of mine to do anymore. I should really take it off my. But I like how words look in brains. I think our brain area could have been a little bit bigger. Just gonna go for it. I mean, it's the worst that could happen at this point. I would really like to end it there. I'm just really trying to experiment with letters and shape. I think I need to bring this down farther, but I think this could work. Then the G, right? Really want to do like a little lowercase g, but it needs to be in this corner too. And lowercase g can come all the way across. Give us some love. Suck it into the corner right there. And down. Okay, not so harsh. A little bit less harsh. Too pointy for the G. The G can't be that pointy. It can be being sucked into that direction, but Hmm. I don't know, there's some open space there. How do I feel about it? Is the question. Like, should this come all the way in? Oh no. I don't love this G. I think it's too long. Doesn't need to come underneath that L. Although it ties it in a little bit better, but I think we can just tuck that G right into here. Come up a little bit higher with this part. Means this changes, so we have like this and then this curve here, and this will indent with this and then give us a little dinosaur neck looking thing. I guess in theory the circle should be on this line, but maybe it's getting sucked in a little bit or spit out, which is really what I want this to look like. That it's being, see, the issue is that this letter's a little bit wide and it's not very round. I just want it to end here. I did build. Yeah, the brain words need to be changed. Hi, Kylie. I didn't see you pop in. Oh, I wasn't even watching chat. I can't see chat that well in this. Oh. Oh, I can bring it back up. If you want to see it. I don't like this letter. I need this to change. This L needs to become more legitimate. It gets too thin. It needs to, I don't know, it needs to do something else. But this H is a weird letter to land on unless I go down and come back and cut. Ooh, that might be the way to go. I mean, it looks nicer, but we're just talking about a tongue. Can it actually pull off this formation? I guess it doesn't matter since it's part of your imagination. It doesn't really matter, but you have to make the viewer believe that it's really going on, you know? Ooh, that makes a better L, to be honest. It like actually looks like the L. Now I think I need to shove it all up and then move this down. But I don't know. This is just a weird sketch that probably won't make it anywhere. But I like the concept. And this should say, if a life shared with no one. Oh, is a life shared with no one worth living? That's the message of this one. It's like I wanted to draw this actually as a cartoon, as two trees talking to each other, more like this, right? Like two humans always talk to each other. So I was going to draw a cartoon of two trees in the forest having a conversation, right? About, and then one tree's falling down. So of course it's old. If a tree fell in the woods, would it make a sound? And then they're having he's having a like life thought that's saying, and then him just saying, I heard that, right? Because at this point, the tree has fallen. We can see the tree has fallen. It's sharing this piece of wisdom. And then the tree saying, I heard that. So, and like no one else should be around, right? It should just be them two in like a desert. I don't know, just a weird idea. Yeah. Yeah, he's kind of yelling into the sky, but he has no bottom mouth, no bottom lip. So very abstract. I don't know. I've been liking the more abstract mixed with words, mixed with lots of pictures. Kind of like a collage of just a train wreck of ideas. I feel like that's how a lot of my art turns out, anyways, though. It's just perfecting those ideas. That's true. That's true. So there's this project, but we are coming up at the end of the hour. It is Wednesday. Um, I don't know. We could end with the hot dog shooting guns. I do like this drawing too. I was working on. He's like jumping backwards, firing two hand pistols. And I think what makes this is this little tiny, these little strokes right here give him the illusion that he's already been, it's like a tracer. So I've been trying to figure out how they make movement without movement. But if you draw these tracing lines where the hot dog was just a second ago, it gives it a little bit of a blur like it's moving, which is pretty cool. That's been fun to play with. A couple striations. They should be more straight back. This one's a little crooked. That one's okay. So, been working on that. The smoke was going backwards at first, but it couldn't go backwards. If he's jumping backwards, the smoke would be in front of him. Right, so that's why the smoke like curves around him. It goes this way. So there's that. Yeah, this one would be cool to color and finish. Some other things that just have landed on the sketchboard. There's this one too. Just following another, or happily chasing hopeless dreams. I wanted to do a cross between the Scream painting done by, what's his name? Oh, I don't know his name. I'm not even gonna fake it because I don't remember it at all. Whoever painted the screaming thing, I don't think it was a very famous guy. It was just a normal dude, or he might have been famous. He is famous for that painting. Um, so I wanted to write that on the little bag and that face of the screaming guy. And then I did another UFO piece. This one is the Jesus UFO piece. Try to draw a cow more realistic down there. Turned out to look like a dog. I think the nose is wrong. Something's wrong with it. Lettering's nice. UFO super flat. Then I have this Sasquatch looking hand. And then what I was going to draw is Jesus in a robe. But I don't know. This was just for fun. Just things that have been. That's right, Edvard Munch. Oh, Edvard Munch. I don't know if he did anything else that was exciting. And I even the screaming guy, painter, printmaker. That's what I am. But I'm less of a painter these days, more of just an illustrator. Oh wow, he has some actual like weirder paintings. Okay, let's bring up Glitch's piece real quick on our desktop since it's up right now. This is what Glitch was working on. It's from a TV show. So this is good. Kylie, you can share your artwork too if you can email it to me. Maybe I'll set that up for you so you can do that. That way I can easily show it here instead of having to show it through other avenues. I like where we're going here. I need another little bit more of a shoulder here and finish off a body, hoping. We'll see. We'll see. Still in its early phase. This is cool though. Let's bring this up. And to end, we're just going to look at Ed Red. Finish off with a little bit of history. See, this painting isn't even that good. Like, when I think about it in my mind, I think it's much better than what it actually looks like. Let's be honest. Cool color combination. Maybe that's what I should do. I should take old theme palette themes and use only those colors to paint something new that's not the painting that it originally was. But then I may as well just draw over it. Just buy a wall poster and draw over it. Okay, but still not like very much of his different paintings, just one painting. I like the vampire. There's a picture called The Vampire in 1895 that this guy was painting. Why is Google so much better than this? Because Google knows everything. Is this Google? I'm not on Google. I'm on Bing still. Here we go. See, look, here's the vampire. This is a really cool painting. Why isn't this his most famous painting? That's cool. Like, what was happening in 1895? Now, like, I'm interested in why he's painting the vampire in 1895. That was what, 130 years ago he was painting the vampire. We painted it again in 1916 too. And in 1895. Wait, there's. Okay, hold on. This is interesting. Love and Pain is a painting from 1895 painted by Edvard Munch. It has also been called The Vampire, though not by Munch. The painting depicts a man and woman embracing, with the woman kissing the man on the neck. Munch painted 6 different versions of the same subject between 1893 and 1895. 3 versions are in the collection of Munch Museum, and also one of them is held in the Gutenberg Museum of Art. One is owned by a private collector, and the final work is unaccounted for. Munch painted several additional versions and derivatives of the work later in his career. A version of the painting was stolen from the Munch Museum on February 1988, 23rd, 1988. It was recorded later that it was recovered later that same year when the thief contacted the police. In 2008, as Sotheby's auction, and 1984 version of the painting sold for $38.2 million. Set a world record for the auction of Munch paintings. It is a cool painting. I don't know if it's worth that much money. That's like enough money to feed like a small country. You know? I want to sell my paintings for like $100. Yeah. Are we looking at the cow? Maybe that's an old thing. Anyways, that's going to be it for this one. I'm going to wrap it up. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, everyone. I'm glad you guys were able to join. It's been real quiet around here. I've been doing a lot of streams on the solo, but that's okay. It's glad to see everyone's back for the new year, or at least tuning in a little bit. Yeah, so we'll just continue drawing, making comics, coming up with silly ideas, looking at other streamers' artwork. So if you have anything that you're working on, go ahead and send it to me, the email address, and we'll take a look at what you're working on. That was cool. Thanks for sharing Glitch today. That was cool to see some other work that is not always mine, because I have plenty of mine laying around. Plenty of it. The cow in your UFO drawing. Yes, I know which cow you're talking about, but I didn't know what we were looking at. My problem is when I read, sometimes I'll read chat and I'll think, oh, am I on the wrong screen? Like this one, I'm supposed to be looking at you guys. Sometimes you're supposed to be looking at my desktop, like so. Sometimes you're supposed to be in the studio. But all these require me to click and change camera views, so that's just why I was questioning what we were looking at. All right, well, everyone have a great evening. We will see you back here on Friday. Keep me updated on that piece. Once you get that blue and red in, that'll be really cool to see what it looks like. I need to work, like I said, I need to work on my shading and my shadows now that I'm a little bit better at working up with my shapes. And my true goal for drawing is to understand the fundamentals so that I can draw anything I want. Because I always want to draw a lot more than I can actually do. So my plan is to just keep practicing until I can draw everything from the correct angle. Yeah, the cow's eye might be in the wrong place now, but I had to throw a cow's eye in there just to be there. And that might be what's throwing it off. But I haven't actually looked. And then to find a reference picture for a cow looking up, or in that exact angle, it's almost like you need a 3D modeling program for everything, but we don't have that. Any, anyways, guys, that's enough talking for me. I've done so much talking today at school here. And I'm just glad everyone was able to come and join. All right, have a great night, and we'll see you back here Friday if you're able to join. Good night.